A recruiter website guide by field from Dmoz-Odp Recruiters. Chapter 1. A list of recruiter websites. Abacusjobs.com, Abacus Employment, employment agency specializing in placement of sales, sales management, computer and software sales, marketing and technology. abipro.com, Abi Professional Recruiters, specializing in placing professionals in the world of manufacturing. AbrahamLondon.com, Abraham and London, a professional recruiting agency listing jobs online. AccuForce.com, AccuForce, employment and staffing services for Tennessee, North Carolina and Virginia. AdaptiveAdvisors.com, Adaptive Advisors, Inc., services are aimed at the real estate and financial services industries as well as the legal field and include mid through senior level management, executive staff, and board of directors positions. AESC.org, Association of Executive Search Consultants, professional association representing retained executive search consulting firms worldwide. Information for senior executives, organizations in the process of hiring and executive search firms. aesco.co.uk, AES, technical and executive recruiting for electrical, electronic, mechanical, manufacturing, design and development employees. ag-careers.com, Miller and Associates, is a professional agriculture recruiting and placement firm. aggressivecorp.com, Aggressive Corporation, executive recruiting firm serving metalworking manufacturing industries by recruiting mid to upper level executives. AlanDarling.com, Alan Darling Consulting, a boutique retained executive search firm based in Vermont. AlanZarch.com, Allen Associates, retained search firm focusing on senior level assignments for corporate clients across most industries and markets. AltcoSearch.com, Altco Search, recruiters for technical candidates and operations candidates in packaging, food, pharmaceutical, consumer packaged goods and medical devices. AmericaAtWork.com, America at Work, professional search firm specializing in the recruitment and placement of bilingual, English/Spanish, professionals for positions in the continental U.S. as well as abroad. AnalyticRecruiting.com, Analytic Recruiting Inc., specializes in staffing positions that emphasize superior analytical talent and the use of advanced quantitative/modeling techniques and technology in business decision making. Angelfire.com/CA4/MCA Enterprises, MCA Enterprises, specialists in the engineering and technology fields. Some of the fields are mechanical, electrical, industrial, and chemical engineering, computer sciences, communications, robotics, aerospace and nuclear technology. ArmstrongCraven.com, Armstrong Craven, UK-based executive research firm with experience in healthcare, technology, consumer, industrial, financial and professional services. Asher.com, Rod Asher and Associates, intense commitment to placing talented performers in positions where they can succeed. AshleyStewart.co.uk, Ashley Stewart, recruitment consultants supply promotional personnel as well as secretarial and administrative staff. AutomationRecruiters.com, automation and process control recruiters, recruiting services to companies in the factory automation, process control, and instrumentation industry. BaileyFisher.com, Bailey Fisher, specialist recruitment disciplines include board appointments, technology, finance, professional services, and human resources. BeckerStaffing.com, Becker Staffing Services, Inc., provides retained and contingency search as well as contract staffing within the technical, healthcare, pharmaceutical, sales and insurance areas nationwide. BellWether-us.com, Bellwether Executive Search, specialty, recruiting and placing process control engineers across a variety of industries. BurkhemerClayton.com, Burkhemer/Clayton, Inc., a senior level, retained executive search firm. Presenting a diverse palette of candidates. BertDavis.com, Bert Davis Executive Search, firm specializing in executive recruitment for senior management positions in the publishing, information, and electronic media industries. Bird-Co.com, Bird & Co. International, a global executive search firm, working with companies' global marketing communications groups, content provision, media, telecoms, and technology companies, particularly where content platforms converge. BoycePartnersIntl.com, Boyce Partners International, top-level recruitment in many industries. International placements. Boyden.com, Boyden, a full-service executive search firm, with offices in Asia/Pacific, Europe, North and South America. Bradley-Morris.com, Bradley Morris, Inc., specializes in placing military officers and enlisted candidates with management and technical expertise into major corporations throughout the country. Breckenridgepartners.com, Breckenridge Partners, a management consultant firm engaged in retained executive search services in diverse industries. BrewerConsulting.com, Brewer Consulting Group, executive search firm providing search and placement services to the design, architecture, construction, and real estate community. BSCS2001.com, Blue Square, located in New Delhi, India, provides internet-based sourcing to locate resumes and passive candidates for the HR industry. Butlers.net, Weneeks International, specializing in the recruitment of professional domestic staff such as butlers, chefs, nannies, and bodyguards. Callows.com, the Callows Companies, an outplacement and recruiting company that helps with professional employment. Locations in Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Camoe.net, C.A. Moore & Associates, focuses on the insurance, investment, and asset management organizations, professional services companies and transportation, construction, and healthcare industries. Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Careersforwomen.com, careers for women and men, placement service for executive sales, marketing, advertising, and public relations. CareerTrack.com, contingency search and recruiting firm specializing in the placement of administrative, clerical, paralegals, IT and MIS professionals. CarlsonResearch.com, the Carlson Research Group, national consulting firm offering recruitment research solutions for corporations and executive search firms. CarlisleConlin.com, Carlisle and Conlin, specializing in the fields of biotechnology, bioinformatics, and information technology. CassidyAndAssociates.com, Cassidy and Associates, executive search and placement specializing in the recreational boat manufacturing industry. CentralJobs.com, Central Executive Search, specializing in the pressure-sensitive, converting, packaging, paper, plastics and printing industries for general management, manufacturing, research and development, marketing, engineering, sales. CHartwellStaff.com, Chartwell Staffing Solutions, staffing and training provider. ChiptonRoss.com, Chipton Ross, a woman-owned, high-tech placement firm located in the heart of LA's technology corridor in downtown El Segundo. CityNATL.com, City and National Employment, recruiting agency placing professionals in engineering, IT, food industry and banking. ClarkPersonnel.com, Clark Personnel Service, specializing in the placement and recruiting of professionals nationwide with a focus in the southeastern United States. CMResources.net, CM Resources, regional career management consultants to senior managers and executives, providing long-term career strategies, executive coaching and mentoring since 1984. CMS-RSI.com, CMS/RSI, a global executive search firm specializing in all management disciplines for the sporting goods, footwear, activewear, direct marketing, and financial service industries. CMS-RSI.com, CMS/RSI Executive Recruiters, specializing in the recruitment of accomplished executives, for all management disciplines, for the sporting goods, footwear, activewear, direct marketing, e-commerce and financial service industries. ConceptC.com, Concept Corporation, a retained search firm covering life sciences, packaging, high-tech and manufacturing industries. ConwayGreenwood.com, Conway and Greenwood, Inc., national executive search firm specializing in a variety of markets including financial, technology, not-for-profit, consumer, energy and utilities and life sciences. CopierCareers.com, Copier Careers, employment opportunities for technicians, sales managers and service managers in the copier industry. CornerstonePartners.com, Cornerstone Partners, headhunters for energy and e-commerce. International firm specializing in energy traders and marketers, financial engineering, derivatives, and futures trading. Recruiting e-commerce talent in the B2B, B2C, e-marketplace. CorpConsulting.com, Corporate Consulting Associates, providing professionals in the information technology, finance/accounting, engineering, human resources, and sales and marketing disciplines. CorporateAdvisors.com, Corporate Advisors Inc., South Florida-based executive search firm recruiting nationally since 1971 for Latin American headquarters. CPI-Group.com, the CPI Group, complete recruiting, placement and research services. Columbus MS. CPS4Jobs.com, CPS Employment Services Network, a nationwide, USA, recruiting firm with 11-division recruiting for a wide variety of specialties. CrossHillPartners.com, Crosshill Partners, consultants in executive search for commercial and investment banking, insurance, information technology management and media. CrossDECUSA.com, CrossTech, Inc., executive search practice dedicated to information technology, healthcare, and life sciences. CruisePlacement.com, Cruise Placement, placement agency for cruise ship and resort employment. Cruisenandassociates.com, Cruisen and Associates, an executive search firm for the gaming markets. CTNET.com, CT Partners, features the firm, practices, and specializations. CTRC.com, CTR Group, medical and industrial staffing, mostly in the southeastern U.S. CVWarehouse.com, CV Warehouse, Europe, Belgium-based generalist executive search researchers. Cybercoders.com, Cybercoders, specialize in technical professionals in electronic technologies, software and IT, biotech, mechanical, industrial and semiconductor and sales executive in technical industries. DanielleFenton.com, Danielle Fenton Associates, New York-based national and international executive search and recruiting consulting firm specializing in publishing, consumer packaged goods, fashion, retail and new media. DBCareer.com, Doug Bradley and Associates, L.L.C., specializing in information technology, engineering, manufacturing, financial services, healthcare, sales and marketing, e-commerce, legal and construction. DBRjobs.com, Donelson and Bond Recruiting, candidate resource for jobs in manufacturing, engineering, purchasing, design, management, finance and HR. DivineCapital.com, Divine Capital Partners, executive search firm specializing in high technology industry and the recruitment of direct reports to the board of directors or chief executive officer. DGuy.com, David Gomez and Associates, Inc., a national executive search and management consulting firm based in Chicago. Expertise in information technology, accounting/finance, advertising/marketing, real estate, and tax. Research. DHRInternational.com, DHR International, Inc., offers senior-level executive search, management assessment, and succession planning services. Office locations in Asia, Europe, North America, and South America. Digital-Action.com, Digital Action Inc., recruiters for the printing, publishing, IT and e-commerce industries. Demarchy.com, Demarchy Partners, Inc., generalist retained search firm located in Colorado, assisting clients nationwide in locating and attracting executive talent. Dinty.com, Dint Resources, Inc., homepage, for national, retained, executive search firm. dpparker.com, DP. Parker & Associates, an executive search firm specializing in recruiting for management positions in high-technology industries. dtoolbox.com, decision toolbox, offering to augment, or support your existing recruiting department, through a variety of services. durhamstaffing.com, Durham Companies, Inc., offers staffing services across a broad array of functions. Offices throughout the U.S. dynamicsenergy.com, Dynamic Synergy, specializing in search for high-technology pre-IPO, venture-capitalized internet and software start-ups. Eastman-Bodine.com, Eastman & Bodine, Inc., a management consulting firm, specializing in retained executive search and selection. edkosearch.com, Edwards & Kota Executive Search, specializes in the placement of sales, marketing, and management professional executives in the consumer packaged goods industry, i.e., food, durables, and health and beauty care products. eggersconsulting.com, Eggers Consulting, specializes in executive recruiting and permanent placement in a number of fields including information technology, banking, retail, sales and medical fields. EliteStaffingInc.com, Elite Staffing Inc., provides local temporary staffing services using a nationwide network of over 2,000 locally owned staffing agencies. ElliotMarsh.com, Elliott Marsh Ltd., headhunters for the construction, property, building services, facilities, and engineering sectors. lsolutions.org, Executive Leadership Solutions, an executive search firm specializing in executive recruitment for the varied fields of economic development. ethicalsearch.com, Ethical Search Professionals, Ltd., recruiters for engineering, manufacturing management, and maintenance management for consumer products, foods, pharmaceutical and chemical process industries. everettkelly.com, Everett Kelly Associates, an exclusively employer fee-paid permanent personnel service specializing in administration, general management, junior military officers, office services, and publishing. exec-reg.com, Executive Register, Inc., specializing in the recruitment of information technology, engineering, manufacturing, accounting, and finance professionals. executesesearch.com, Executech Search Agency, building teams in the analytical instrument industry for the new millennium. executiveresearch.net, Executive Research, UK-based firm focusing on life sciences, retail, FMCG, technology and telecommunications. Flash site offers information about past projects. xmanning.com, Executive Manning Corporation, national retained executive search firm specializing in placement in various industry. experienceworks.org, ExperienceWorks, provider of mature and disadvantaged worker training and employment. findarecruiter.com, recruiters, headhunter, search consultants, executive search, employment agencies, and other third-party employment professionals. Search by company name, specialty, and location. friedmanassociation.com, Friedman Associates, LLC, a national search firm specializing in engineering, manufacturing, industrial sales, marketing, Quality/Six Sigma, materials, and commodity management. futuristep.com, FutureStep, online executive recruiting service for management professionals. A division of Korn Ferry. GainsIntl.com, Gains International, retained executive search firm specializing in the design and building industries, architecture, interior design, real estate, construction, engineering. Gainer.net, Gainer Consultants, place technical, new media, financial, graphic and administrative professionals. GeneralEmployment.com, General Employment Enterprises, provider of staffing solutions. Offers sections about employer services, candidates area, locations, and investment data. SEC, Job. Genesis-Global.com, Genesis Global Recruiting, Inc., a professional permanent placement recruiting firm. Genp.com, General Employment Enterprises, provides contract staffing and permanent placement throughout the United States. glborkert.com, Borkert Associates, an executive search firm specializing in executives and top managers for heavy manufacturing corporations and companies. gpmrecruiters.com, GP Maddox and Associates, recruiters with jobs, careers, and candidates to meet the needs of most manufacturing organizations. grantconsultants.net, Grant Consultants, Ltd., recruiting consultants specializing in sales, management, and executive-level positions for residential and commercial interior manufacturers and distributors including flooring, furniture, fabrics and wall coverings industries. grayspersonnel.co.za, Grays Personnel, offering nationwide and international recruiting services from staffing to executive placement. gustonpartners.com, Guston Partners, an executive search firm which specializes in recruiting senior management for high-technology companies. HamptonExecutiveSearch.com, Hampton and Associates, provides research-based recruiting services mostly to the life sciences industries including pharmaceutical, biotech, and medical device. Based in Oakland, California, USA. Hawkespers.com, Hawkspears & Company, an executive search and alliances firm that specializes in assisting companies to attract proven strategic leadership talent. Haystackinc.com, Haystack Associates, Inc., locating candidates for IT solutions, software sales, tax and audit management and healthcare information, as well as general recruitment. Headhuntersdirectory.com, Headhunters Directory, a comprehensive list of recruitment agencies throughout the U.S. Heidrick.com, Heidrick & Struggles, worldwide executive search firm, specializing in chief executive, board of directors and senior-level management assignments. HensonPartners.com, Henson Partners, specialists for the food processing and consumer products industries. HerbertMinds.com, Herbert Minds Associates, focused market segments, retail, e-commerce, food retail, luxury goods and consumer products. HighlandandAssociates.com, Highland & Associates, executive recruiting firm specializing in placing real estate managers/V.P construction, development, and property managers in the commercial real estate industries. HillmanSaunders.com, Hillman Saunders, recruitment. Blending innovation with tradition. HireIndians.com, India International Technical Recruiters, specializing in overseas recruitment of oil and gas, engineering, construction, teachers, healthcare, information and technology, telecom and hospitality sectors. HogTT-Bowers.com, Hoggett Bowers, executive search and selection consultancy operating at the middle and senior management level. Hauser.com, Hauser Martin Morris, executive search consultants serving Northwest-based clients since 1974, focusing in the areas of retained executive search, professional and technical recruiting. HPIConsulting.com, HPI Consulting, specialists in executive search for marketing and human resources executives. HumanCap.com, Human Capital Resources, Inc., recruiter for the financial services industry. Wholesalers and executives. I-Recruit.com, OYA's Directory of Recruiters, a searchable directory of recruiters organized by industry specialty and location. EgoHire.com, EgoHire.com, executive search firm with online job search database specializing in recruitment and placement of executive management professionals. 2cpartners.com, IIC Partners, serve clients by identifying, assessing, and recruiting. Features services in the areas of technology, energy, finance, healthcare, and branded products. Offices worldwide. ImpactRecruiting.net, Impact Recruiting, Inc., specializing in finance, general management, IT, human resource and engineering personnel. ImpactSearch.com, Impact Search, executive search firm specializing in e-commerce, law, pharmaceutical, financial, Administrative and Technology. IntegrityStaffing.com, Integrity Staffing Solutions, offers temporary jobs and direct hire employment in Delaware, Pennsylvania, Florida, Nevada, New Jersey, and Kentucky. Intelli-Source.com, IntelliSource, provides generalist recruitment and related research plus website and advertising consulting. InteractiveLegalSearch.com, Interactive Legal Search, the attorney search website. National/international placements. Contingency/retainer, law firms/corporations. Never a fee to the applicant at any level. Interbiznet.com, Interbiznet, provides information and reports on the recruiting industry. ISCHouston.com, ISC Houston, specializing in executive placement in the home building and healthcare industries. JackHurst.com, Jack Hurst and Associates, a retained executive search firm focused on the leadership recruiting needs of high-technology companies. JackYoung.com, Jack Young Personnel, executive search firm for permanent and temporary jobs in automotive dealerships. JDAcareers.com, Johnson Doyle and Associates, is your partner for web, e-commerce, and new media careers and talent in Silicon Valley and the San Francisco Bay Area. JDHersey.com, JD Hersey and Associates, specializing in mid to senior level executives within the following industries: call center/CRM, consumer products, finance, IT, real estate, retail and software services. JeffreyAllen.com, Jeffrey Allen Company, a national and international executive search firm. JewelryJobs.com, Premier Placements, Inc., recruiters representing jewelry industry firms looking for executives, management, jeweler, and watch repair personnel. JF-Recruiting.com, JF Recruiting, a yacht crew CV database, providing resume generation services to captains, owners and other recruiting agencies in the super yacht field. JMiles.com, JMiles Personnel Services, specialists in nationwide placement of professional candidates in the food, consumer products and logistics. JobCareers.com, R.A. Rodriguez and Associates, Inc., executive recruiters with manufacturing management experience, least bilingual, English and Spanish, and have a hands-on understanding of the complexities of U.S., international and maquiladora/twin plant manufacturing. JohnsonPersonnel.com, Johnson Personnel, career opportunities in engineering, quality, operations, technical sales and marketing, accounting, financial and human resources. JohnsonUnderwood.co.uk, Johnson Underwood, specialist recruitment consultants in accountancy and finance, commercial and office, information technology and legal and executive for both permanent, contract and temporary positions. UK-based service. JohnLee.co.uk, Jonathan Lee Recruitment, recruiting permanent, interim or contract positions, from recent graduates and engineers, through management to executive, from design and manufacturing to commercial and human resources. JosephChris.com, Joseph Chris Partners, serving the real estate and construction industries across the United States. Featuring company, contact, and assignment information. CarolCo.com, Carol and Company, specializes in CEOs, CUs, CFOs, financial, legal, architecture, construction, engineering, property management, branch managers and scientists placement. KennedyCompanyInc.com, Kennedy and Company, executive search with over 30 years nationwide experience in the executive search field. KinzerBaleLow.com, Kinzer and Bale-Low, a nationwide retained executive search firm, conducting senior-level search assignments and consulting on succession issues for major corporations, new ventures and service firms. KirkBrideAssociation.com, Kirkbride Associates Inc., providing professional search services to companies located not only in the Pacific Northwest, but nationally as well. NapConsultants.com, Nap Consultants, Inc., recruitment and placement of executive, technical and temporary personnel. KRBAssociates.com, KRB Associates, Inc., Professional personnel consultants. ksearchasia.com, Ksearch Asia Consulting, Inc., provider assisting Asian and multinational companies. Company background and list of job opportunities. Culpercompany.com, Culper & Company, LLC, ISO 9002 registered service specializing in senior-level search assignments in the fields of telecommunications/high-tech, financial services and higher education. Laborfinders.com, LaborFinders, provides temporary staffing and labor services for commercial, industrial and construction applications, through its U.S. franchise network. LaborWorksUSA.com, LaborWorks, offers temporary industrial staffing and employee leasing. Many locations throughout the United States. LawWhites.tripod.com, Whites & Associates, company offers executive recruiting services. LawlerGroup.com, the Lawler Group, Milwaukee-based retained search firm features candidate and client centers and in-depth information regarding their industry specialties. Lawrence-James.com, Lawrence James Associates, executive placement serving the food and retail industry nationwide. LeadersInc.com, Leaders Professional Recruiting, Inc., assists junior military officers in preparing for interviewing and finding management careers as they transition from the military. The service is no fee to the military leader. LevineHirschhorn.com, Levine Hirschhorn & Associates, executive search firm located in New York City working with fashion wholesale and retail companies. LinkStaffing.com, Link Staffing Services, specializing in industrial and skilled crafts and trades temporary and permanent staffing assignments. Offices nationwide. LloydStaffing.com, Lloyd Staffing, provides temporary staffing, executive search, direct hire placement, consulting and computer skills training. Offices in California, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Florida, Connecticut, and Maryland. LockandKey.com, Lock and Key, recruiting executives for organizations throughout the United States. Lordstone.us, Lordstone Executive Research, global research consultancy specializing in executive search research, business research, and intelligence. LPKURACH.com, LP Kuruk & Associates, specializing in instrumentation and engineering positions for gas and oil industries, manufacturing, and utilities. LSIJobs.com, LSI Manufacturing Solutions, provides personnel recruiting services for precision metal, Swiss CNC, and screw machine industries. LucasGroup.com, Lucas Group, employer paid placement for professionals in military, junior officer and NCO/enlisted, financial staffing, and executive areas. Ludwig-recruit.com, Ludwig & Associates, Inc., an executive recruiting firm specializing in the placement of sales and marketing professionals in the consumer packaged goods industry. Mossinet.net, Miller Abramson & Company, Inc., provides high-level, executive search. McGeeResource.com, McGee Resource Group, LLC, human capital solutions provider for information technology, healthcare, engineering, and general manufacturing. MarshallConsultants.com, Marshall Consultants, Inc., specializing in corporate communications and public relations, marketing, advertising, and brand management. MartinAlexander.com, electronic protection recruiter, fire alarm, card access systems and security systems industry recruiter. MBR-Associates.com, MBR & Associates, generalists firm recruiting nationwide. MBSassociates.com, MB's Associates, aluminum extrusion industry recruiting specialist. McCormickassociates.com, McCormick & Associates, retained executive search consultants specializing in workforce diversity and minority placements. McCrackenZarch.com, McCracken Executive Search Inc., an independent, retained executive search practice blending broad executive search expertise with senior executive operating experience. MediaLinkGroup.com, the MediaLink Group, serves clients in the business-to-business technology and consumer technology fields, as well as leading fitness and lifestyle companies. MetalJobs.net, Metal Jobs Network, regular and contracting career opportunities for large and small primary metal companies. MichaelPage.com, Michael Page International, worldwide executive recruiters. MichaelStern.com, Michael Stern Associates Inc., search assignments across a broad range of industries and functional areas including sales, marketing, IT and senior operating roles. MSI1.com, Management Search, Inc., offering recruitment in a wide variety of industries. MWoodco.com, Wood Company, a retained executive search consulting firm specializing in general management and senior information technology positions. MyersGroupInc.com, The Myers Group Inc., a global executive search firm placing executive talent in logistics, IT, manufacturing and engineering at most senior levels and at some more junior levels. NetworkOverseas.cc, Network Overseas Recruitment, recruits highly qualified professionals in engineering and construction, teaching, medical, nursing and ancillary hospital services for clients in the UK and Middle East. NewportSearch.com, The Newport Group, executive and technical search firm specializing in the placement of professionals in difficult-to-find technical and senior management positions for growth industries across North America. NicholsonIntl.com, Nicholson International, practice includes vertical sector practice groups, advanced technologies, consumer financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, and professional services. NidonInternational.com, Nidon International, overseas manpower consultants for placements, employment in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Dubai, Jordan, Bahrain, Qatar, UK, and the USA. OakHillConsultants.com, Oak Hill Consultants LLC, a retained boutique executive search. OasisRecruitment.com, Oasis Recruitment Limited, providing specialist recruitment services to the security, loss prevention, and health and safety sectors. Odgers.com, Odgers International, board and divisional board level executive recruitment solutions for UK and international clients. OHPSearch.com, Oak Hill Partners, specializes in consumer product, manufacturing, and technology sectors as well as in general management, financial, human resources and information technology. Alston.com, Alston, staffing services for temporary help, project staffing, professional level staff, strategic partnerships and regular, full-time hires. OnPointPartners.com, OnPoint Partners, recruiting executives from the financial services, insurance, healthcare, and technology all merging into one, with a proven ability to cross-recruit. OpticsProfessionals.com, Optics Recruitment, specializes in the optics and photonics industries. OptiStaffing.com, Opti Staffing Group, offers staffing services and employment opportunities in the Pacific Northwest, Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. OrionInternational.com, Orion International, provides prior service military members for public and private industry. OwenSearch.com, Owen Search, executive search firm offering searches in a variety of industries. Par.com, Par and Associates, providing contingency services and outplacement services. ParkerMcFadden.com/index.htm. PeopleConnectStaffing.com, People Connect Staffing, executive search firm finds, screens and recruits for high-tech, biotech, healthcare, and scientific hiring needs. PeopleLinkStaffing.com, PeopleLink Staffing Solutions, headquartered in South Bend, Indiana, with offices in several states, offers recruitment, temporary staffing and related services. PersonnelOpportunities.com, Personnel Opportunities Ltd., provides permanent, temporary and IT employment and placement services. PirateStaffing.com, Pirate Staffing, provides staffing for a variety of temporary and permanent placement jobs. PJMurphy.com, PJ Murphy and Associates, Inc., retained executive search firm that assists client companies in the selection of senior executives. PlacementPros.com, Placement Pros employment, staffing agency for full-time opportunities in various states. PlatinumZArchConsultants.com, Platinum Search Consultants, Inc., placing pharmaceutical, information technology and sales professionals. PMASearch.com, Personalized Management Associates, Inc., executive search for management executives. Mid to vice president level openings. Porter-Consulting.com, Porter Consulting Services, executive search firm with an online searchable database. ProDirectGroup.com, ProDirect, executive search company specialized in human resource management, management consulting, strategic marketing and foreign investment planning. Professional Recruiting Consultants.com, Professional Recruiting Consultants, a full-service executive search firm specializing in the recruitment of administrative support personnel, emerging technology candidates and corporate professionals. Professionsinc.com, Professions, Inc., search and recruiting for sales, marketing, engineering, finance, admin and HR jobs nationwide. Supporting a variety of industries including manufacturing, plastics, pulp, and paper. ProSearch.co.nz, ProsArch, Auckland, New Zealand-based sourcer and recruitment consultancy provides human capital solutions. ProStaff.com, ProStaff, staffing agency with offices throughout the United States. Profile, locations, and online job search. PRS1.com, Professional Research Services, Inc., provides fee schedule, research samples, and case scenarios for services offered. PSLabels.com, The Marathon Group, Inc., executive recruiters in sales, management, and technical personnel for the label, packaging and material handling industries. Research.com, Rosenthal Associates International, a boutique search firm specializing in diversity recruitment, traditional search, and competitor research. RecruitActive.com, RecruitActive, end-to-end online recruitment software systems and careers microsites for small to medium-sized businesses and organizations. RecruiterResources.com, Recruiter Resources, directory of recruiting links including job boards, resume databases, and HR organizations. Recruiters.com, Recruiters.com, recruitment firm in Western Canada. Holloway Schultz Partners is a generalist firm, assisting in the placement of individuals in all industries and disciplines. RecruitersCafe.com, RecruitersCafe.com, a networking and split placement site for third-party recruiters and corporate hiring managers. A career site on the net exclusively promoting qualified, shortlist caliber talent. RecruitersInteractive.com, Recruiters Interactive, 104,500 recruiters available immediately online. Search by city, state, international and by speciality. RecruitersNet.com, RecruitersNet.com, for over 20 years L. Robinson Placement Services, LRPS, has specialized recruiting manufacturing and engineering professionals for Canada's leading food and pharmaceutical firms. RecruitersOnline.com, Recruiters Online Network, association of recruiters, executive search firms and employment agencies. Offers keyword and concept-based job search capabilities and an online career magazine. RedmondResearch.com, Redmond Research, provides creative recruitment solutions to major corporations, start-ups and high-growth companies. RenaissanceUnlimited.com, Renaissance Unlimited Online, specializing in national recruitment of executive positions in the stock market, stockbrokers, technology, law, finance, healthcare, pharmaceutical sales, accounting, and communications. RGALTD.com, Richard Gast and Associates Ltd., specializing in national recruitment and placement of professionals. rgordonshaw.tripod.com, R. Gordon Shaw, specializes in technical search and placement, staffing projects, and career management. RicSearch.com, RIC. Executive Search, conducts nationwide searches. RLRresources.com, RLR Resources, energy industry executive search, recruiting and consulting firm for the energy and engineering fields. RLRresources.com, RLR Resources, executive search firm specializing in retained and contingency searches for clients in the power, natural gas, oil, and energy-related industries. RobertsRyan.com, Roberts and Ryan, the focus of the firm is senior management search and selection. RossSearch.com, Ross and Company, specializes in executive recruiting on behalf of venture capital and private equity funds and focuses on senior-level searches in the healthcare, information technology, and e-commerce sectors. RRCompany.com, RRC, a provider of executive search consulting services. RSI-Executive-Recruiters.com, Recruiter Solutions International, provides search and recruiting services to a wide variety of industries with specializations in forest and building products, packaging, plastics, polymers, resins, finance and accounting and information technology. RussellReynolds.com, Russell Reynolds Associates, recruiting senior executives for client organizations. RutherfordInternational.com, Rutherford International, offering a balanced global perspective and search presence with in-depth local knowledge and focus. S-D.be, Skulstra and Desmed, executive search offices in Belgium. Skulstra and Desmed offers professional services on an international as well as a national level. Sandhurstgroup.com, Sandhurstgroup.com, retained executive search. Specialize in recruiting high achievers. SanfordRose.net, Sanford Rose Associates, independently owned offices, SRA, recruit for executive, managerial and professional positions at client companies in the United States and around the world. SavantConsulting.com, Savant Consulting, life science and technology executive search. Covers principles, biographies and a description of the search process used. SCOM.com, S.com, CSE Ltd, contract recruitment for the defense, telecommunications, and IT sectors. Search-consult.com, Search Consult, an international magazine for executive search professionals. Includes a directory of search firms. Searchbest.com, Phillips and Associates, a national retained search firm that specializes in the engineering, manufacturing, architectural, managerial and financial/accounting areas. Searchfirm.com, Search Firm, online database of executive search firms. Searchable by firm name, specialty, or location. Searchjs.com, JS Executive Search, places mid to senior level executives for corporate clients in financial services, technology, consumer products, new media, and pharmaceuticals. SearchPlusIntl.com, Search Plus International, specializing in the confidential search and placement of the highest caliber professionals. CellTechConsultants.co.uk, CellTech Consultants, Ltd, search and selection consultants involved with the recruitment of scientific sales, service and support staff, focused on life sciences, biotechnology, molecular biology, chemistry, and diagnostics areas. SGATalent.com, Sheila Greco, offers executive search, recruiting, corporate research and competitive intelligence services. SGISearch.com, Sports Group International, executive search firm specializing in filling upper-level management positions in the sporting goods and consumer products industries. ShoemakerZarch.com, Shoemaker and Associates, executive search firm based in Georgia that works with worldwide clients and takes a personal approach to recruiting. ShupackandMichaels.com, Shupack and Michaels Inc., nationwide job recruiters specifically for civil engineers, structural engineers, project architects and managers, sanitary engineers and transportation engineers. SimonBull.com, Simon A. Bull and Associates, careers in automotive parts manufacturing, North America. SimpsonAssociates.com, Simpson Associates, specializing in soft and hardline retail chains, regional department stores, catalog, wholesale manufacturing businesses and the Internet. SimsAssociation.com, Sims Associates, executive recruiting firm specializing in the placement of candidates in the Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey areas with clients in the pharmaceutical, manufacturing and consumer products sectors. Sklar-Zarch.com, Sklar and Associates, executive recruiting firm specializing in positions in media, media planners and media buyers of print, television, out-of-home advertising. Skyron.com, Skyron Inc. Skyron is the first executive search firm specifically designed to make sophisticated executive search available for junior and middle-level corporate positions. Smith&Seberg.com, Smith & Seberg, search expertise for senior and executive management level positions in the manufacturing industry. SmithSearch.com, Smith Search, Mexico-based independent executive recruitment firm, carrying out assignments in Europe, Central and South America, as well as the United States. Snelling.com, Snelling Personnel Services, full-service staffing provider of placement for temporary, career and temp-to-hire employees. Spartanstaffing.com, Spartan Staffing, provides professional staffing services in several U.S. locations. SpencerStewart.com, Spencer Stewart, global executive search firm, specializing in board of directors, chief executive and senior management. SpentaIndia.com, Spenta Consultants, offering executive updates, CEO recruitment, resume database, contingency search, resource project manager and outsourcing services for multinationals. SRClark.com, SR Clark Inc., executive search and job placement services for architects, engineers, residential construction and development, real estate development and management. SSCnow.com, security search and consulting, Inc., a staffing source to the security, life safety and building controls industry. StaffingSolutions.com, staffing solutions, full-service temporary and permanent staffing agency with locations in 19 states. Staffmark.com/home, Staffmark, nationwide staffing agency headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. Staffworks.net, Staffworks, Inc., specializes in the recruitment and placement of permanent, temporary, and temporary to permanent personnel. StevensAssociation.com, Stevens Associates, Inc., retainer-based search services to major corporations on a national basis. Clients range from Fortune 100 companies to high-technology startups. StephenDouglas.com, Stephen Douglas Associates, recruits nationally to fill professional positions for South Florida-based companies. Synergy.com, the Synergy Organization, executive search and human resources consulting firm using psychological assessments to improve organizations' recruitment, selection, management, development and retention strategies. TalentRetriever.com, Talent Retriever, their service delivery model takes the best of contract and retained search recruiting services to help clients hire more effectively. TechTrack.com, TechTrack, provides telephone-sourced names and titles for companies in engineering, IT and telecommunications. TechUSA.net, TechUSA, a full-service staffing solution for temporary and permanent staffing needs. Serves several major U.S. cities. TES.net, TES, place engineers, IT professionals, administrative and light industrial workers in permanent or contract positions. TheAlexanderGroup.com, The Alexander Group, specializing in executive recruiting and management searches. TheBrentwoodGroup.com, The Brentwood Group, Inc., providing customized, unbundled research and recruiting services, including identification, candidate development, competitive market research to companies and executive search firms in all industries. TheBurkeGroup.com, The Burke Group, conducts searches for executives and senior management and professionals. Our varied client list includes manufacturers, business, hospitality, and tourism and nonprofit organizations. TheCarterGroup.com, The Carter Group, retained executive search and management consulting firm with offices in Chicago, Raleigh, and Mobile. TheDorfmanGroup.com, The Dorfman Group, a nationwide search firm specializing in the placement of sales, engineering, project management, and executive talent in materials handling, logistics and supply chain management. TheHowardGroup.com, The Howard Group, offering market research programs, respect for clients and candidates and a creative, flexible fee structure. TheHumbertGroup.com, The Humbert Group, a contract recruitment firm that works with one client at a time to fill all of their openings on a flat monthly fee basis. Available to work anywhere within the U.S. TheTalonGroup.com, The Talon Group, executive search nationwide in home building, land development, and related industries. ThinkingAhead.com, Thinking Ahead Executive Search, and Placement Agency. Nashville. TopEchelon.com, Top Echelon, providing recruiting solutions through websites, software, and recruiter split placement network since 1988. Trafficking.net, Webs Management Recruiting, Inc., nationwide recruitment in the areas of logistics, supply chain, global transportation, distribution, finance, and engineering. Transremote.com.au, Trans Remote Assistance, recruitment network for remote employers and workers, with a pool of personnel for Aboriginal communities and organizations. TRCstaffing.com, TRC Staffing Services, offers general staffing services from 80+ locations in 21 states. TVstaff.com, TVstaff.com, New York City-based broadcasting and media executive search firm founded in 1987. Creative, business and technical recruitment. TycoSearch.com, Tyco Search, a retained and contingent executive search firm in the financial, information tech, and staffing industry fields. Uniquest.com, Uniquest Executive Recruiters, retained search executive level positions in all industries. Contingency recruitment in healthcare, administration, accounting/finance, IS, decision support, pharmacy and other clinical areas. VelocityResourceGroup.com, Velocity Resource Group, provides internet-based candidate/resume sourcing services. Based in Naperville, Illinois, USA, and Bangkok, Thailand. VeraInternational.com, Vera International, hospitality and healthcare staffing company, recruiting for the United States with centers in India and United Kingdom. Includes list of positions, news, and client list. VisCusi.com, The Viscusi Group, a retainer-based search practice dedicated to the recruitment of personnel in the interior furnishings industry. Volt.com, Volt Information Sciences, Inc., provides workforce consulting, technology management consulting and database services. WallaceHind.com, Wallace Hind Associates, recruitment consultants for all areas including sales, human resources, personnel, telecommunications, technical, and engineering. Waterjobs.com, Ortman Recruiting International, the national and international search and recruiting agency for the pure water and wastewater industry. WDSearch.com, Wingate Dunn Ross Inc., retained executive search firm for professionals, minorities, and technology. WilliamsonEmployment.com, Williamson Employment Services, provides staffing services for contract and direct hire positions across the country for engineers, computer and IT personnel, accountants, general and manufacturing management, sales/marketing and financial/banking positions. WinAdvisoryGroup.com, Win Advisory Group, search consultant firm specializing in placing professional, managerial, and executive candidates with Japanese-owned and managed companies in the United States. Winston.net, Winston Advertising Agency, advertising and recruitment. WoodsideEmployment.com, Woodside Employment Consultants, offers job placement services for a broad variety of professions. Offices in Washington, D.C., Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and California. WoodsNodgrass.com, Woodsnodgrass, Inc., providing executive recruiting consulting on a retained basis. WorkforceSource.com, Workforce Source, provides resume sourcing of job boards and the Internet. WorkingIn.com, Working International Ltd., puts professional contractors and skilled migrants in touch with Canadian, Australian, and New Zealand information technology and telecommunications industry employers and employment consultants. WorldRecruiters.com, World Recruiters, a retained search firm specializing in placing technical and high-level executives worldwide. WPScaros.com, Wood Personnel Services, Nashville, Tennessee-based. Professional Search Division focuses on accounting, engineering/manufacturing, human resources, information technology, management. WYDManAssociates.com, Weidman and Associates, providing search services to a variety of industries. Chapter 2. Business Recruiters by Field from dmoz-odp.org/business/employment/recruitment_and_staffing/recruiters. Financial Services Executive Recruiter websites. BalePersonnel.com, Bale Personnel Incorporated. JacobsonOnline.com, The Jacobson Group, interim staffing firm serving the insurance, healthcare financial service sectors. RobertHalf.net, Robert Half, providing regular personnel in the fields of accounting, finance, banking. AlchemyZarch.com, Alchemy Search Partners Incorporated, offices in San Francisco, San Jose, specializing in accounting, information technology, human resource professionals. CressidaPartners.com, Cressida Partners, New York-based executive search consulting firm focused on private equity recruiting for financial services. CSPJobs.com, Corporate Search Partners, an accounting financial services executive search recruiting firm. DamTopCPA.com, Damon, Topham Company, LLC, cleanly presented site with eye-friendly navigation for executive search recruitment for financial professionals. DerwentExecutive.com, Derwent Executive, no-frills design for senior executive recruitment, providing competency research-based solutions to solve recruitment search assignments. ETSearch.com, ET Search Incorporated, specializes in identifying attracting tax executives for major corporations. Execu-search.com, the Execu Search Group, a professional recruitment temporary staffing firm specializing in accounting finance. FinanceLeaders.org, Finance Leaders Association, networking career management association focused on financial executives recruiters who provide career advice, articles, newsletters, opportunities. FloresFinancialServices.com, Flores Financial Services, provides executive search services to financial institutions, corporations. HarrisAssociates.com, Harris Associates, conduct search assignments for executive-level positions in the financial services industry. HarrisonStone.com, Harrison Stone Associates Incorporated, executive search firm focused on financial services with a specialization in investment management. HCGSearch.com, Hulst Consulting Group Incorporated, Denver-based executive recruiters specializing in accounting, finance, human resources, information technology positions. JHHegler.com, J.H. Hegler Company, retainer executive search firm that focuses on the financial services industry. SheffieldHayworth.com, Sheffield Hayworth, executive search in equities, fixed income, treasury, private equity, corporate finance, wealth asset management, structured asset finance, leasing, infrastructure, IT derivatives. Financial services recruiter websites. AccountingPrinciples.com, Accounting Principles, Ltd., provides recruitment of accounting, finance, banking professionals. acltd.demon.co.uk, Avondale Consultancy Limited, a search selection company specialising in the recruitment of professionals to the finance IT industries in the UK continental Europe. Adams-Inc.com, Adams Incorporated, national executive search firm specializing in banking, credit card, trust, information technology, financial industries. AddisonGroup.com, Addison Group, recruiting for finance, accounting, non-clinical healthcare professionals in the Chicago area. Andrews-Salt.com, Andrews Associates Incorporated, search firm specializing in recruitment of state-local tax professionals. arthursloan.com/Atlanta_accounting_finance.htm, Arthur Sloan, recruiter for accounting, tax, audit, finance jobs in Atlanta, Georgia. ACIjobs.com, Account Source, Inc., provides recruiting services for experienced accounting financial professionals in the Southeast. Asset-management.masonblake.com, Mason Blake. Mason Blake is a financial search selection company, recruiting for the financial services industry both in the UK and abroad. Bankassurance-recruitment.co.uk, Bankassurance recruitment for UK, positions available for financial advisors, mortgage consultants in banks, building societies IFA throughout the UK. BoltonGroup.com, Bolton Group LLC, an accounting finance recruiting firm in Atlanta. BuxtonAssociates.com, Buxton Associates, executive recruiters for the banking industry, specialists in the Rocky Mountain region. CA.co.za, contract accountants, recruiting firm in South Africa specializing in temporary permanent positions for financial accounting professionals. CareerAdvance.co.uk, CareerAdvance.co.uk, recruitment service for all levels for accountancy jobs throughout the UK. ChaseMowland.com, Chase Mowland, specialist recruitment consultancy for payroll professionals seeking a career move. ControllersOnCall.ca, Controllers on Call, provides mid to senior level finance professionals in contract permanent positions to businesses in Toronto surrounding areas. ElliottRecruiting.com, Ted Elliott Associates, specializes in the placement of finance accounting professionals on a permanent basis. EmploymentAtlanta.com, Atlanta's finest staffing, the placement service for accountants, bookkeepers, administrative assistants in the Atlanta, Georgia area. ExchangeConsulting.com, Exchange Consulting Group, serves the recruitment requirements of the physical commodity trading, futures broking, foreign exchange, treasury/capital commodity markets. Factor-10.com, Factor 10 Executive Search, recruiting firm that specializes in placing all levels of finance, accounting, tax audit professionals at high-growth Fortune 500 companies throughout Southern California. GarelliWong.com, Garelli, Wong Associates, search firm specializing in the fields of accounting finance in the Chicago area. GatewayPersonnel.com, Gateway Group Personnel, a full-service permanent temporary placement service specializing in the recruitment of accounting, finance, administrative professionals in Tennessee. GrantLawson.co.uk, Grant Lawson, accountancy finance search selection for South-Southeast England. Hamilton-recruitment.com, Hamilton Recruitment, offers overseas finance accountancy job vacancies in Bermuda, Barbados, Cayman Islands, Caribbean, the British Virgin Islands. HanoverZarch.com, Hanover Search Selection Limited, financial services executive search recruitment firm. Hasselbatch.com, Hasselbatch Company, tax recruiting specialists serving the Dallas-Fort Worth metro areas. HMala.com, Hannah, Mitchell Associates, finance accounting recruiters in Southern California. JustinBradley.com, Justin Bradley, a boutique financial staffing firm with a focus on recruiting talent at the staff accountant, financial analyst up through the CFO level. KendrickandLuther.com, Kendrick Luther, accounting placement professionals serving the greater Houston area. KPRecruiting.com, KP Recruiting, specializes in the placement of accounting finance professionals in the Twin Cities area, Minnesota. LostDutchmanSearch.com, Lost Dutchman Search, national recruiting firm dedicated to the recruitment placement of exceptional candidates in the insurance industry. Morgan-West.co.uk, accountancy Morgan West, specialist accountancy recruitment consultancy operating in the UK, Europe. MorganMcKinley.co.uk, Morgan McKinley, jobs in finance, banking, accounting IT, with recruitment, career management, salary surveys, CV tips, interview advice. nbn-jobs.com, National Banking Financial Services Network, a network of recruiters in the banking financial services industry. OptimusRecruiting.com, Optimus Recruiting, Kevin Hanrahan, President, Optimus recruits financial executives to CFO, CEO Board of Director positions. Probus-exec.com, Probus Executive Search, provides finance accounting executive search for technology companies in Silicon Valley, the San Francisco Bay Area. QARecruiting.com, QA, provider of accounting financial professionals in the Dallas/Fort Worth market. RaymondAlexander.com, Raymond Alexander Associates, recruiting individuals in the New Jersey-New York area for accounting financial opportunities. RJFGlobalSearch.com, RJF Global Search, specializes in top-level search in capital markets, debt derivative sales marketing for investment banks, financial institutions, hedge funds in the UK, Europe, other international finance centers. RobertaPullen.co.uk, Roberta Pullen Recruitment, accountancy taxation appointments in Sussex, Surrey, Kent, Hampshire, United Kingdom. SFSAcorp.com, Storevic Financial Search Associates Incorporated, executive recruitment firm specializing in the placement of financial advisory professionals into major consulting CPA firms worldwide. SharpConsultancy.com, Sharp Consultancy Limited, provides permanent temporary financial recruitment service across all business sectors in the UK on a local, national, international basis. SharePallocation.com, Sherpa LLC, specialized recruiters of finance, accounting, bookkeeping professionals in the Charlotte, NC region. smfrecruitment.com.au, SMF Recruitment, specializes in placing talented Australians into rewarding jobs specifically in the insurance, superannuation, accounting, banking, financial planning industries. SolomonEdwards.com, Solomon Edwards Group, provides temporary permanent placement as well as consulting services in the areas of accounting, finance, banking, brokerage. SOSIncJobs.com, Staffing Opportunity Solutions Incorporated, staffing firm for accounting, finance, information technology, tax positions. SPlacement.com, Strategic Placement Services Incorporated, executive search firm specializing in the finance accounting marketplace. TreasuryRecruitment.com, Mr. Recruitment, Treasury recruitment specialists providing permanent contract staff from Treasury Analyst to Group Treasurer for banking corporate treasury markets within the UK across continental Europe. VerariEZ.com, The Veriz Group, executive search firm specializing in accounting financial roles. WaterStreetRecruiting.com, WSR Stockbroker Recruiting, nationwide recruiting firm for a range of financial services companies, from wirehouses to independents. WellsBradley.com, Wells, Bradley Associates Incorporated, executive recruiters specializing in banking credit card industry. Human resources recruiter/staffing service websites. AkinasSoc.com, Akin Associates, technical executive management recruiting firm. BBGSearch.com, the Bergen Briller Group, LLC, focuses on placing senior-level human resources professionals. DonnaDavisAssociates.com, Donna Davis Associates, executive search firm specializing in human resources. FranCollin.com. HRCrossing.com, HR Crossing, aggregation consolidation service for human resources openings. OmniEmployment.com, Omni Employment Management Services, LLC, human resources management counselors consultants located in Kansas City. RAClark.com, Clark Consulting, Ltd., company providing an executive search service specializing in human resources management recruiter websites. FCGSearch.com, Fairway Consulting Group, recruiting for pharmaceutical biotech companies for positions in marketing, market research, sales account management, clinical development, medical affairs, research development, regulatory affairs, QA/QC. GrahamGroupUSA.com, management recruiters, the Graham Group, serves clients in the following industries: financial services, insurance, benefits, property casualty, construction, project management, architectural design engineering. LawlerGroup.com, Lawler Group, of Milwaukee, local, regional national search. MatranGroup.com, Matran Group, sales consultants of Sarasota, Florida, placing sales, marketing, technical engineering professionals worldwide. Morrissey-Dart.com, management recruiters, the Morrissey-Dart Group, specializing in aerospace, financial services, physician surgeons, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, technical services, IT, consulting services, IT, document management, engineering. MRGastonia.com, management recruiters, Gastonia North. MRI-Boston.com, management recruiters, of Boston. MRI-Paso.com, management recruiters, of Paso Robles, specialize in all areas of healthcare finance. MRIBaltimore.com, management recruiters, Baltimore/Demonium. MRIBoise.com, management recruiters, of Boise, specializing in executive placement within the food processing, mining minerals, power energy, oil refining, finance accounting industries. MRICordova.com, management recruiters, of Cordova, TN. MRIFoodjobs.com, management recruiters, of El Dorado Hills. MRIHudson.com, management recruiters, of Hudson. MRIndianapolis.com, management recruiters, Indianapolis North. Search in the following industries: accounting/finance, banking, chemicals, construction, engineering, IT, manufacturing, marketing, pharmaceutical, plastics, sales. MRIofPersonCounty.com, management recruiters, of Person County, specializes in plastics, automotive, furniture, engineering, manufacturing, quality materials management. MRIRaleigh.com, management recruiters, of Raleigh, North Carolina, specializing in manufacturing, engineering, pharmaceuticals, biotech, information technology, chemicals, healthcare, medical devices, aviation, sales, marketing, financial, construction, electronics. MRITN.com, management recruiters, of Columbia, Tennessee, focuses on automotive-related industries with manufacturing locations in Tennessee, Kentucky, surrounding states. MRIUnion.com, management recruiters, of Union County, New Jersey, an independently owned search firm providing staffing solutions throughout the U.S. worldwide. MRMayberry.com, management recruiters, the Mayberry Group, specializing in textiles, apparel, retail, information technology in functional areas which include manufacturing, engineering, quality control, both domestic international. MRPortland.com, management recruiters, of Portland, candidates can search a database for hundreds of jobs. Employers can search a resume database. MRSacramento.com, management recruiters, of Sacramento, executive search recruiting in IT, telecommunications, power energy, mortgage banking, construction, building materials, manufacturing, financial services. NaviTrust.com, NaviTrust Group Incorporated, offering staffing solutions for IT, medical, financial, marketing, manufacturing industries. SCSt.Louis.com, management recruiters, Chesterfield. WirelessCareers.com, management recruiters, of Winstead Incorporated, seasoned executive recruiters focused in the wireless wireline industries, providing intelligent global staffing solutions in operations, sales, marketing, engineering within the telecommunications infrastructure industry. Marketing and advertising recruiter websites from dmoz-dp.org/business/human_resources/recruiting_and/marketing_and_advertising. adnet-newyorkc.com, Adnet Advertising Agency Incorporated, specialists in immigration-based recruitment advertising in print media through the United States on internet job/recruitment sites. Bayardad.com, Bayard Advertising, recruitment advertising agency. Hargerhow.com, Hargerhow Associates, employee recruitment human resources advertising communications agency. iad.co.uk, impact advertising design, Oxford agency specializing in recruitment advertising graphic design for print media multimedia. jerseyjobguide.com, Jersey Job Guide, provides recruitment advertising tools, print events, for employers located in New Jersey. jwtinside.com, JWT Specialized Communications, a full-service recruitment advertising employment communications agency. Marketing advertising recruiter/staffing service websites. Aquent.com, Aquent, marketing creative staffing agency presents details of services, a searchable database industry news. Corporate headquarters in Boston, Massachusetts. B2bsalespros.com, B2bsalespros.com, committed to providing the most efficient productive recruiting programs for business sales professionals, the business products service industries in the southeastern United States. Bloomgross.com, Bloom, Gross Associates Incorporated. Bowmans.com, Bowmans Network, recruitment consultancy specializing in the advertising, marketing, communications, many other creative sectors across all mediums. Bowdengroup.com, the Bowden Group, specializes in pharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical telecommunication employment in Greater Boston, the U.S. C. AndersonAssociates.com, C. CarterMcKay.com, Carter McKay, recruiting firm specializing in sales, management, marketing support positions within the healthcare, information technology business-to-business sectors. ElizabethNorman.com, Elizabeth Norman International, marketing recruitment in research, field, advertising planning, database analysis pharmaceutical sectors. Farnadh.com. FirstInterview.com, First Interview Network Inc. Focus-Agency.com, the Focus Agency, full-time career placement agency specializing in sales, marketing entry to mid-level management. Frygroup.com, the Fry Group, since 1976, we've quietly, effectively searched for the best executives managers in corporate communications, public relations, investor relations, marketing communications. GlenmontGroup.com, the Glenmont Group, specializing in the recruitment of salespeople, sales executives in the enterprise content management consumer electronics markets. GlobalGeoRecruiting.com, Global Edge Recruiting, jobs opportunities career development for individuals seeking employment in the pharmaceutical, medical device, biotechnology medical sales industries. Ispards.com, International Search Partners Inc. MarkhamJobs.com, Markham Placements, provides seasoned marketing communications professionals to the technology industry on a contract or permanent basis. MarcusDejean.com, Marcus St. MarketingRecruiters.com, marketing consultants, specializing in placing professionals in marketing, brand management, market research, sale promotion positions. MarketProInc.com, MarketPro, Inc. MorganKeating.com, Morgan Keating, headhunter search service for personnel seeking executive sales marketing jobs at a high level. Farm-Sales.com, Braden Search Group, specialize in sales marketing positions, within the pharmaceutical, medical, healthcare biotechnology industries. Premcons.com, Premier Consultants, recruitment consultants specializing in marketing, direct marketing, buying merchandising. Recruiters-OFCCWC.com, Clinton, Charles, Wise Company, a recruiting service specializing in finding the right jobs for employees, locating prime employees for companies. RitasUE.com, Ritas Siegel Resources, specialty recruiters list of high-level vacancies for marketers. SearchWest.ca, SearchWest Inc. SiriusPersonnel.com, Sirius Personnel, recruiting of external sales representatives. srosenstein.com, Susan Rosenstein Executive Search Limited, retained search firm specializing in recruiting mid to senior level management in the areas of marketing, communications, public relations, strategy, marketing research for consumer products companies. Technics.ca, Technics Inc. TheGouldGroup.net, The Gould Group, provides sales recruitment nationwide. VictoriaJames.com, Victoria James Executive Search Incorporated. Office Services Recruiter/Staffing Service websites. AccuratePlacement.com, Accurate Placement, employment agency for temporary, temp to hire direct hire jobs, specialists in supplying office clerks, administrative assistants, executive assistants, HR assistants, other office personnel, based in Phoenix, Arizona. AdvancedResources.com, Advanced Resources, experienced office support for Chicagoland professionals. AO-P.com, automotive office personnel, specializing in the permanent placement of exceptional automotive accounting office personnel serving California the West. APINC.com, advanced placement, office staff for part-time or permanent positions, serving Fairfield, New Haven counties in Connecticut. Arvon.com, Arvon Incorporated. BPGI.com, Business Professional Group Incorporated. Burnett's.com, Burnett Staffing Incorporated. Certified-personnel.com, certified personnel, independently owned staffing service specializing in legal, technical, financial office administration placements throughout San Francisco, Santa Rosa, Sacramento, California. ContactOneInc.com, Contact One, Inc. ContractClerical.com, Contract Clerical, wide variety of clerical services, one-time, part-time, or full-time help. Daviscos.com, Davis Companies, specializing in matching the right employee for the job in the fields of accounting, engineering, information systems, management, manufacturing, offices in Massachusetts, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Georgia, Texas. Denhart.com, Denhart Association. Diversifiedstaffing.com, Diversified Staffing Services, Ltd. Eastridge.com, Eastridge Workforce Solutions, Placement Services Division offers administrative job placement for full-time, temp to hire direct hire positions. Elwoodstaffing.com, Elwood Staffing, nationwide office staffing service offering on-site, temporary permanent placement. Graminc.com, Gram Staffing, staffing firm which provides permanent, temporary to permanent temporary staffing services. Hallmarkpersonnel.com, Hallmark Personnel, administrative employment in California, Silicon Valley. Members.tripod.com/edfree/atlantasfineststaffing.html, Atlanta's Finest Staffing, placement services for accountants, bookkeepers, administrative personnel in the Atlanta, Georgia, area. NRI-staffing.com, NRI, staffing for accounting, healthcare, legal office support positions in the Washington, D.C. PacificCoastJobs.com, Pacific Coast Staffing, specializing in the placement of clerical administrative personnel throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. SciResources.net, Sci Resources, employment agency filling full-time temporary positions in accounting, administrative, computer, insurance, legal fields, based in Chicago, Illinois. Registrysstaffing.com, The Registry Incorporated. SmartStaffing.com, Smart Staffing Incorporated. StaffingSolutionenterprises.com, Staffing Solutions Enterprises, temporary, interim to hire direct placement for office professional positions requiring computer skills. Stivers.com, Stivers Staffing Services, temporary permanent office administrative positions, daily updated listings of jobs, online applications, tips for job seekers. SureStaff.com, SureStaff Personnel, a full-service staffing agency, light industrial, clerical administrative positions, 6 offices in the Dallas/Fort Worth, Texas, area. UltimateStaffing.com, Ultimate Staffing, specializes in temporary full-time placement of clerical, legal light industrial personnel. Velkin.com, Velkin Personnel Services, places employees in technical, computer, accounting clerical jobs in the Miami, Florida, area. Chapter 3. A Medical Recruiter Guide. Biotechnology Pharmaceuticals Recruiter/Staffing Service Websites. Biotechnologyjobs.com, Biotechnologyjobs.com, fixed cost recruitment services for biotechnology, pharmaceutical, medical device, diagnostics, biofuel-related industries. Doctor Recruiter websites. ChekaZarch.com, Cheka Search, providing employment services for physicians, specialists, managers. NHPartners.com, National Health Partners Resources, specializes in the recruitment of physicians for all medical specialties nationwide. PracticeWiseMD.com, PracticeWiseMD, Inc., a national physician recruiting healthcare consulting firm. TrapaniAssociates.com, Trapani Associates, physician search firm specializing in career opportunities nationwide for physicians. VantageSearchGroup.com, Vantage Search Group, physician recruitment of doctors in all medical specialties. Healthcare recruiter/staffing service websites. AdKisonConsultants.com, AdKison Consultants, recruitment firm with searchable database of opportunities for physicians, healthcare executives, administrators, allied health professionals. AlliedPhysicians.com, Allied Physicians, recruitment firm for physicians, nursing, pharmacy positions. AmericanTraveler.com, American Traveler staffing professionals, offers travel nursing jobs for nurses, allied health professionals. BarrentMedical.com, a Barrent Medical Associates, Inc., a physician mid-level practitioner recruitment firm. CarsonKalb.com, Carson Kalb, provides recruitment consulting services for healthcare professionals organizations nationwide. CompHealth.com, CompHealth, offers temporary permanent placement of physicians, allied health professionals, pharmacists, nurses, managers. CoreMedicalGroup.com, Core Medical Group, National Nurse Allied Health Travel Employment Agency. CorporateHealthGroup.com, Corporate Health Group, healthcare recruiting firm offering resources, articles on recruiting. CorpSearch.com, Corporate Search Consultants Inc., recruitment firm for healthcare jobs in radiology, nursing, information management, pharmacies for employment in hospitals, medical institutions. ER-1.org, ER1, Inc. FortisGroup.com, The Fortis Group, recruiting for dialysis, nephrology nursing professionals. GeotenJobs.com, ESA Medical Resources, a medical recruiting firm for bariatric surgery job opportunities, other physician nurse specialties. GuardianHealthcare.com, Guardian Healthcare Providers Inc. HealthcareConcepts.com, Healthcare Concepts, healthcare consulting services, executive recruitment. HealthcareZeeker.com, HealthcareZeeker.com, firm placing travel locum nurses, allied healthcare professionals in the U.S. HomesteadRecruiters.com, Homestead Recruiters, Inc., helping find medical personnel permanent locum jobs throughout the U.S., specializing in the Rocky Mountain regions. HospiceChoices.com, Hospice Choices, a firm specializing in hospice employment opportunities. IQForm.com, Quality Medical Professionals, recruiting, staffing all medical allied healthcare personnel nationwide. LevisonZarch.com, Levison Search, a placement consulting firm for physicians, executives, managers. LiquidAgents.com, Liquid Agents, a recruitment firm for the nurses, allied health professionals. LOCUM-10ends.com, Locum Tenens, temporary placement for physicians, nurses, healthcare professionals. MadisonMiles.com, Madison Miles Physician Search, recruits physicians for practice opportunities in all 50 states in all medical specialties. MASHHealthcare.com, MASH Nursing Allied Healthcare Staffing, provide nurses, allied healthcare professionals on a temporary, contract, travel permanent placement basis across the U.S. MDAinc.com, Medical Doctor Associates, provides staffing services to the healthcare industry. Medical-search.biz, Medical Search, a recruitment company for physicians, physician assistants, nurses, case managers. Medijobs.com, Medijobs Australia, specialist medical recruitment website for Australia. Medworking.com, Medworking, provides opportunities recruitment for the fields of radiology, cardiology. MEPCOInternational.com, MEPCO International, an international healthcare placement company for nurses from India to obtain CGFNS certification jobs in Middle East, UK, USA. MSNHealth.com, Medical Staffing Network Incorporated. NAPAR.org, National Association of Physician Recruiters, membership organization consisting of physician recruiting firms, hospitals, medical groups, individuals, vendor organizations. NationalAnesthesia.com, National Anesthesia Services Incorporated. NoviceMedical.com, Novice Medical, LLC, providing locum tenens permanent placement of physicians, physician assistants, certified registered nurse anesthetists, nurse practitioners nationwide. NWAnesthesia.com, Nationwide Anesthesia Services Incorporated. OnwardHealthcare.com, Onward Healthcare, travel jobs, per diem jobs, permanent jobs for nursing, allied health physicians. Pediastaff.com, Pediastaff, specializes in the staffing recruitment of pediatric school-based physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech-language pathologists. ProTouchStaffing.com, ProTouch Staffing, per diem permanent staffing for nursing, allied health. PROVDoc.com, Providence Healthcare Group, a nationwide physician allied health recruiting firm. SelectProfessional.com, Select Inc. SpecialCommunications.com, Special Communications, LLC, placing allied health professionals in therapeutic sites such as school systems, developmental disabilities, early intervention settings. SupplementalHealthcare.com, Supplemental Healthcare, placing RNs, LVNs, CNAs, therapists, technicians nationwide with travel contracts, per diem or permanent placement positions. TeamPlace.com, Team Placement Service Inc., a recruitment service for healthcare professionals. TheFirstString.com, The First String, healthcare recruiting firm. TheJagGroup.com, The Jag Group, Inc., specializing in the placement of permanent healthcare technology professionals in the Southeast. Tracy'sWig.com, Tracy's Wig Associates, locum tenens permanent placement of physicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants. TravelCare.com, TravelCare Inc., travel permanent opportunities for nurses, healthcare professionals. TrilliumHR.com, Trillium Talent Resource Inc. VistaStaff.com, TA Staffing Solutions, providing temporary physician services, physician recruitment services nationwide. WashingtonHealthCareCareers.com, Washington Healthcare Careers, jobs for nurses, allied health professionals. Healthcare recruiter websites. AEGIS-Group.com, Aegis Group, a retained search firm specializing in the recruitment of executives, physician executives in healthcare. AlexConsult.com, Gerard Alexander Consulting, search firm in medical communication, medical education, healthcare advertising. AngelFire.com/NC/Medstaff, Eric Jackson Associates, medical recruitment firm for physicians, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, psychiatrists. BorrowGlobal.com, Borrow Global Search, a recruitment firm for healthcare professionals, throughout the U.S. internationally. BaumanAndAssociates.com, Bauman Associates Incorporated, nationwide healthcare consulting practice specializing in retained executive physician assignments, outplacement services, consulting engagements. BentleyGRP.com, The Bentley Group, a national healthcare recruitment firm with an online searchable jobs database. BSmith.com, Smith Incorporated, specializing in healthcare executive managerial placement interim management services. bmets-usa.com, Stevens International Recruiting Inc., healthcare recruiting firm providing BMETs, radiology technicians, other management personnel nationwide. carltonprofessional.co.uk, Carlton Professional Recruitment, recruitment agency specializing in dental veterinary placements in the United Kingdom. Cato.net, Cato International, medical recruiters specializing in nursing, optometrists, pharmacists, doctors, dental nurse candidates. ChekaExecutiveSearch.com, Cheka Executive Search, providing executive healthcare business services, consulting, employment. CelebrityMedical.com, Celebrity Medical Personnel, medical personnel company in the Washington metropolitan area with hiring tips, job searches, places to post a resume. ClinicalResearchJobs.co.uk, Clinical Research Jobs, United Kingdom-based specialist recruiters offer employment listings for clinical research jobs. ConsultingByGeorge.com, Consulting by George, experts in healthcare information technology consulting recruiting. Custom-Credentialing-Services.com, Custom Credentialing Services Incorporated, a healthcare recruiting firm that verifies professional credentials of its applicants. DGilly.com, Gilly Associates Incorporated, recruitment firm for the fields of sonography, radiology, nuclear medicine, cardiology. EveCrane.com, Eve Crane Associates Incorporated, a national executive search firm specializing in executive healthcare positions in managed care organizations, other medical management systems. FPYSearch.com, Foley Proctor Yaskowitz, a retained search firm for the healthcare industry placing doctors, nurses, healthcare administrators. GHCR.com, Global Healthcare Recruiters, a search firm for health information management careers. GidryEast.com, Gidry East, an executive healthcare search firm providing assistance to hospitals' healthcare entities in search, recruiting placement services. HarperJobs.com, Harper Associates, healthcare recruiting firm for food hospitality, medical office nursing positions. HCCAINTL.com, HCCA International, healthcare recruiter lists opportunities in the Middle East, the United States, Canada. HCRNetwork.com, Healthcare Recruiters International, healthcare recruitment firm specializing in the biotechnology, pharmaceutical, medical device, digital health medical marketplace. Health-Search.net, Health Search, a national healthcare executive search recruitment firm. HEMAX.com, HEMAX, an executive placement service for jobs in the healthcare industry. HPSPlacement.com, HPSPlacement.com, specializing in placing occupational, physical speech therapists assistants to work in skilled nursing facilities throughout California. HuttonGroupPHC.com, the Hutton Group Incorporated, nationwide executive search placement firm, specializing in the placement of healthcare professionals, managers, consultants, administrators for hospitals, healthcare corporations, managed care organizations, consulting firms, vendors. HZiegler.com, Helen Ziegler Associates, specializes in the recruitment of healthcare professionals for hospitals in the countries of the Arabian Peninsula. IHRCanada.com, international hospital recruitments, overseas medical healthcare jobs in Saudi Arabia, the Gulf area. IntellectResources.com, Intellect Resources, resume search listings for healthcare information management jobs, counseling, assessments, information. INTLMedicalPlacement.com, International Medical Placement, Ltd., recruitment firm for physicians nursing. JobsForMed.com, Intelligent Placement Solutions Incorporated, physician recruiting employment site for all specialties mid-level providers. JuliaEdmonds.com, Julia Edmonds Associates, medical recruiter placing healthcare managers professionals throughout the USA. LawlerAndAssociates.com, Lawler Associates, a physician healthcare executive recruiting firm to hospitals, health systems groups nationwide. LeeCalhoun.com, Lee Calhoun Co., a retained executive search firm for all sectors of the healthcare industry. Lighthouse-Recruiting.com, Lighthouse Recruiting, LLC, full-service contingency recruitment firm focusing in the areas of medical recruitment, military transition nationwide. ManagementResources.us, Management Resources, executive search firm for managed care healthcare industries. MartinFletcher.com, Martin Fletcher, nationwide medical recruitment for physicians, nurses, pharmacists, allied health administration jobs. MedCRooters.us, MedCrooters, a medical placement services firm. Medliant.com, Medliant, international recruiting of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, therapists for US the UK. MedTeamStaffing.com, MedTeam Staffing, nationwide employment opportunities for radiology, ultrasound, nuclear medicine related allied health careers. MillenniumCarch.com, Millennium MedSearch, physician mid-level provider placement service, provides a wide variety of practice settings, geographic locations throughout the United States. NatHealthStaffing.com, Noel Associates, national recruitment firm for permanent temporary placement of physicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, dentists, hygienists, RDAs, DOS, dental management receptionist. NavinGroup.com, the Navin Group, provides recruitment services to the healthcare industry. OrionHealthcareRecruiters.ca, Orion Healthcare Recruiters, offers healthcare recruitment services for full-time contract employees. OrionRecruitingGroup.com, the Orion Recruiting Group, specializes in permanent placement for the medical healthcare industries. PDNSeek.com, Professional Dynamic Network, a management consulting, seminar personnel recruitment business for healthcare industry. Pearls International Nursing Agency.com, Pearls International Nursing Care Agency, places healthcare professionals in jobs in the United Kingdom, United States. PPASearch.com, Professional Placement Associates, Inc., a search firm specializing in healthcare recruitment for New York, CT, New Jersey. PreferredRegistry.com, Preferred Healthcare, placement firm specializing in nurses, medical technicians, therapists. Pro-TechSearch.com, ProTechSearch Incorporated, specializes in the placement of healthcare information technology professionals. ProgressusTherapy.com, Progresses, providers of physical, occupational, speech therapists to school programs, medical centers. SciHealth.com, Premier Search Inc., placing medical professionals at the state, regional or individual facility levels, across the United States. ReflectTechStaffing.com, Reflex Staffing, offers temporary, permanent, traveling jobs for a variety of specialties. RehabAlliance.com, Rehab Alliance, recruits physical, speech, occupational therapists. RotmanGroup.com, the Rotman Group, Inc., a retained executive recruitment consulting within the healthcare services industry. SAInternational.us, SA International, recruits medical staff, nursing staff, allied health professionals, engineers, information technology from North America, Western Europe to go to Saudi Arabia, Gulf states. SearchlightRecruiters.com, Searchlight Recruiters Incorporated, an executive search firm specializing in health information technology jobs. Soliant.com, Soliant Health, staffs nursing allied health professionals in facilities across the United States. SpringboardStaffing.com, Springboard Healthcare Staffing, staffing search services for healthcare professionals for radiology nursing. StaffPoint.com, StaffPoint.com, a medical employment agency offering newsletters, job search capability, both retained contingency searches. Stern-Associates.com, Stern Associates, Inc., health information management healthcare executive recruiters. TheRansomGroup.com, The Ransom Group, healthcare senior management search recruitment firm. TravelPHP.com, premier healthcare professionals, places nurses, therapists, technicians in short long-term assignments in the United States, United Kingdom, Australia. TrinityHSG.com, Trinity Healthcare Staffing Group, offers job opportunities to nurses, radiology technicians, allied health professionals per diem shifts contracts for local travel employment. UniHCR.com, United Nursing International, recruiting placement of nursing other healthcare personnel, domestic international opportunities. www.medical.com, worldwide medical services, recruiting physicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, certified nurse midwives, registered nurses, nurse managers for employment in the healthcare industry. YorkExecutiveSearch.org, York Associates, a national search firm catering to the financial healthcare industries. ZMC2.com, Z equals MC superscript 2, a boutique executive search firm specializing in the areas of medical careers, healthcare jobs, hospital employment. Chapter 4. Hospitality Recruiter Websites. Hospitality Recruiter Websites. AlanCoxon.com, Coxon's culinary recruitment services, established by BBC TV chef Alan Coxon. Ambassador-Recruit.com, Ambassador Recruitment, specialist recruiters for the hospitality industry based in Dublin, Ireland. Answer.co.uk, Answer Recruitment, UK-based hospitality recruiting agency. Aston-recruitment.co.uk, Aston Recruitment, specialists in permanent recruitment to the hospitality industry. AtlanticPersonnel.com, Atlantic Personnel Search Incorporated, specializing in recruiting professionals at all levels for the U.S. hospitality food service industries. Berkeley-Scott.co.uk, Berkeley Scott Group, recruitment for the leisure, tourism hospitality industries. Best-Restaurant-Jobs.com, Management Search Associates, provides employment recruiting services for job seekers employers in the U.S. restaurant industry. CateringInternational.co.uk, Catering Services International, provides temporary permanent staff in all areas of the UK hospitality industry. CruiseServiceCenter.com, Cruise Service Centre Limited, management entry-level jobs in the cruise industry. CruiseShipJob.com, New World, recruitment site for the cruise ship industry. CTI-USA.com, CTI Group, recruiting for the cruise ship industry, hotels resorts. DixieZarch.com, Dixie Search Associates, international recruiter specializing in the food, beverage hospitality industries since 1977. EJAssociates.com, EJ Associates of New York, Limited, specializes in the recruitment of middle-upper level management for the retail, restaurant hospitality industries. Foodcareers.com, Carlson Food Careers, specializing in the placement of personnel at all levels for the food manufacturing industry. Foodmanagementsearch.com, Food Management Search, management recruiting services in the areas of food production, supermarket distribution, restaurant, hotel food beverage sales marketing. GeckoHospitality.com, Gecko Hospitality, LLC, offers restaurant management opportunities with Fortune 500, franchised-owned independent restaurant corporations throughout the U.S. HallmarkServices.com, Hallmark Service, a full-service employment agency able to fill any hospitality position. HospitalityRecruiters.com, Hospitality Recruiters, specializing in national management placement at all levels in the restaurant, retail, sales, hotel, motel hospitality industries. HospitalityResources.co.uk, Hospitality Resources, Limited, services offered to the hotel catering industries include recruiting, online job search training. HospitalityZarch.co.uk, Hospitality Search International, an international, UK-based company, specializing in search selection of professional chefs, managers, hospitality executives. HospitalityStaff.com, Hospitality Staff, temporary, permanent management placement staffing in hospitality positions throughout the United States. Hotel-Jobs.co.uk, Hotel Jobs, Directory of hotel hospitality positions available in the UK. Hoteljobs.com, Hotel Jobs, job postings resume database for hotel, casino cruise ship professionals recruiters. Huntforjob.com, the Hunter Group, an international executive search firm committed to responding to the increasing need for professional, career-oriented candidates to fill management executive-level positions in hospitality food service. HutchinsonConsulting.com, Hutchinson Consulting, provides recruiting, training strategic planning services to hotels, restaurants, spas wineries in California. International Services.fr, International Services, a European human resource provider for cruise lines for Walt Disney World. Juatoa.com. Job-applications.com/restaurant-jobs, restaurant careers, restaurant recruiters specializing in management jobs careers for the food service, hospitality restaurant industries. PecWalet.com, the Pecwalet Group Incorporated, hospitality-focused resume recruiting service. PortfolioIntl.com, Portfolio International, provides professional recruitment expertise to the specialist hotel, catering leisure industries. PSRecruit.com, professional search recruiting, provides national recruiting services for large-small restaurants throughout the U.S. RestaurantManagerJobs.com, National Hospitality Associates Incorporated, employment agency for the U.S. hospitality industry. RIFood.com, resources in food, recruiting for temporary permanent hospitality jobs throughout the U.S. Scattergoods.co.uk, Scattergoods, Limited, specialized in the placing of permanent temporary staff with companies that require hospitality and/or catering experience. thelink.govot.com, The Link, specializes in placement for restaurant management positions throughout the U.S. TravelCareerNetwork.com, Travel Career Network, Limited, Boston Ma-based permanent temporary placement agency for travel-related industries. VisionsPersonnel.com, Visions Personnel, recruiters for the hospitality industry across the U.S. Hospitality executive recruiter websites. CivilizedPeople.com, Civilized People, executive search firm focused on the restaurant retail industries. DixieZarch.com, Dixie Search Associates, international executive search recruiter specializing in the food, beverage hospitality industries since 1977. HospitalityExecutive.com, Hospitality Executive, executive recruiters to the hotel, restaurant, winery, cruise ship, spa casino industries worldwide. Lawrence-James.com, Lawrence James Associates, executive placement firm serving the food retail industries throughout the U.S. Mestec.net, Mestec Group, retained executive search firm serving the food produce industry. Recruitingspecialists.com, recruiting specialists, specialized in the confidential search of executives various levels of management in the retail, restaurant hotel industries in the U.S. TheAlphasGroup.com, the Alphas Group, international executive search consultants for the hospitality industry. Chapter 5. IT Recruiter Websites. IT Employment Agency, recruiter websites at jobstars.com/it-employment-agencies. AdvantageTech.net/job-seekers. Ondiamogo.com/job/search. BluestoneStaffing.com/contact-bluestone-staffing. Dices.com/staffing. ExpectLLC.com/job-listings. Fahrenheit.com/cool-jobs. Graythorn.com/for-candidates. JobSpringPartners.com. Clients.DataFrenzy.com/_GA=1.168930081.1441059710527018527% Matchrelevant.com/talent. MetroSystemsInc.com/find-a-career. MeSource.com/job-seekers.aspx. nexusitgroup.com/careers, numericjobs.com, snrbank.com, talentor.com/candidates, thesaprecruiter.com/r-u-and-sap-rockstar, tricomts.com/job-seekers/job-listings-page, triumphstrategicconsulting.com, js-staffing-14d213bd3c5.force.com/careers/ts2__job search, workbridgeassociates.com, information technology recruiter/staffing service websites, 3dtek.com, 3D Tech, information technology staffing company specializing in business basic, PIC, multi-value related languages position placements. adeptsource.com, Adept Source, industry-specific IT staffing consulting services, for both temporary permanent assignments. aprconsulting.com, APR Consulting Incorporated. Arnold-Hannafin.com, Arnold Hannafin Corporation, a team-building company specializing temporary staffing to assist clients in handling excess or special workloads. AskStaffing.com, Ask Staffing, Atlanta-based IT recruiting firm, specializing in the placement of contract permanent technology professionals. CCSInc.com, CCSI Inc. Consultiz.com, Consultiz Information Technology, a technical staffing service specializing in the information technology industry. CTG.com, Computer Task Group Incorporated. GalaxyZi.com, Galaxy Systems, Information Technology Solutions, IT Contract, Permanent, Executive Staffing Project Services. Huntley.com, Huntley Associates, offering contract staffing of IT professionals, hardware-software engineers. itstaffingservices.com, IT staffing services, provider of quality staffing resources, either contract or permanent, throughout the United States. Kellyit.com, Kelly IT Resources, temporary contract to hire full-time IT staffing worldwide. MatrixRes.com, Matrix Resources Incorporated. MetaSearchInc.com, MetaSearch Inc. Modis.com, Modis, Resource Management Services Solutions, including staffing, consulting project outsourcing. PrismInc.com, Prism Incorporated. RobertHalf.com/technology, Robert Half Technology, flexible IT staffing solutions to premier organizations worldwide. RRStaffing.com, RR Staffing Incorporated. Technosphere.com, Technosphere, Inc. TSOC.net, Technology Staffing on Call, IT staffing boutique based in NYC that specializes in technology infrastructure recruiting consulting LAN/WAN, market data services, help desk, desktop support, telecommunications. UserGE.com, User Edge Technical Personnel, contract permanent employment in the areas of technical writing, web development, help systems, CBT/online training marketing communications. Information technology recruiter websites. Acoi.com, A.C.Koi Company, Canonsburg based with job openings mostly in Pittsburgh with a list of available consultants. Action-personnel.com, Action Technical Personnel, LLC, specializing in the New York metro area. As400search.com, As/400 Personnel Agency Incorporated, As/400 specialists with job opportunities, testimonials, vacancy capture services description. CareerMatch.ca, Career Match, operating from Ontario, San Jose. Change-job.com, Change Limited, UK, London, based games industry specialists for artists programmers. CompFutures.com, Computer Futures Solutions, UK based with European locations. GoToEISinc.com, Exodus Integrity Services Incorporated, Ohio based with employment screening, job opening search services. Greythorn.com, Greythorn Incorporated, operating from UK, Australia USA, with job search, online timesheets, resume builder interesting career center. HubRC.com, the Hub Resource Company Limited, London-based with job search contact details. Kforce.com, Kforce Incorporated, provides temporary permanent placement of professional technical personnel. PrimeCandidateInc.com, Prime Candidate Incorporated, specializes in interactive entertainment video game placements. Rosti.com, Rosti Associates Incorporated, offices in Boston, USA, Toronto, Canada. Skillsarch.co.uk, Skill Search Computing Limited, Brighton-based, UK. SoftwareResources.com, Software Resources Incorporated, Florida-based with job search candidate registration. SoftwareZarch.com, Software Search, Job Openings Contact Details. SResearch.com, Strategic Recruiting Inc., New York-based with candidate registration, Job Openings Client Vacancy Submission. Studio-Search.com, Studio Search Incorporated, Job Openings for the game interactive video industry. TaskManagement.com, Task Management, Inc., Ridgefield Court-based firm with job openings contact details. TEQForce.com, TEQForce, Houston-based with contact details links to advice. TRMcorp.com, The Right Move Incorporated, Atlanta-based with candidate registration, job search company contacts. VistaConnections.com, Vista Connections, technology sales staff. VMCI.nl, VMCI Recruitment Services, specialists in senior executives in the information technology sector, ERP, CRM, supply chain, financials, e-business, B2B portals, fiber optics MSPs based Netherlands. Information Technology Executive Recruiter websites. ADG.net, A Davis Grant Company, features services, links contacts. Blackbirdpartners.com, Blackbird Partners, executive search firm focused on the technology industry. Brentwoodgroup.com, The Brentwood Group, Limited, exclusively dealing with CXO, Board of Directors, VP levels. CDWarner.com. CONV.com, Convergens, features services company information. Diversapartners.com, Diversa Partners, Diversa Partners is a retained search firm that recruits technology executives for the funders, builders users of technology. DocumentBoss.com, Document Boss, provides permanent interim management. Hershier.com, Hershier Associates, Limited, executive search firm focused on healthcare CIOs. HLAssociation.com, Halbrecht Lieberman Associates Incorporated, retained search. Huntersoft.com, Huntersoft Incorporated, fills top-level sales executive positions. IntrepidCG.com, Intrepid Consulting Group, this site describes this retained executive search firm, including an overview, services, a bio of the founder. JBHomer.com. Kutnauer.com, Kutnauer Search Group Incorporated, features job candidate databases, services, contacts. Logixinc.com, Logix Incorporated, features services, contacts, member area. Pentasia.com, Pentasia, iGaming recruitment. Pentasia is the recognized industry leader in the provision of confidential recruitment staffing solutions solely to the iGaming sector. RivieraPartners.com, Riviera Partners. Riviera Partners is an executive search placement firm that assembles management teams for venture-backed technology companies. StrategicCareers.com, StrategicCareers.com, sales marketing placements in technology companies.